Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the January 2024 reading for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to shorten my readings from 5 columns to 4 columns, so please let me know if you like that or don't like that. But column number 1 is just what's coming for January, so kind of a general look. Then we're going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 4th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We'll also do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you, Scorpio. But let's go ahead and get into it. Again, column number 1, kind of that general look at what's coming for January. We have the summary affirmation card of Core. I feel like I've seen this card a ton this month and I love it. So this is great. If you take a look at the Core card here, you see the heart is very illuminated. It's bright red. It's colorful. The Core is all about doing things that feel good at your core, doing things that feel good in your heart. So make that a priority for yourself going into 2024, into this new month. Do the feel good things for yourself, Scorpio. Let's go ahead and take a look, though, at what messages we have here. First up, we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a very resourceful card. This is a card of using your resources in the right place, whether this is time, money, energy, words, whatever it may be. So be thinking about using those resources in the right place. And again, be doing it for those things that feel the best. We're not even really using resources or draining ourselves when it's things that feel good for us, typically. This is also a very domestic card, so a good relationship card, perhaps a fertility card as well if you're hoping to grow your family. But really about focusing on the things that are important to you. The next card we have is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of leaving a legacy. It's very strategic. It's very long-term. I feel like we need to get into a habit, get into a routine of doing things regularly that we enjoy. This is coming through as like a habit, as routine. So let's say you love to crochet and you're going to block out 2 hours a week, every week that's dedicated just to crocheting. So again, those things that make you feel good at your core, giving them the resources they need, using it wisely, but it's like about creating a pattern, doing this long term. Of course, it's just an example. Not all of you are going to like to crochet. I don't even know how myself, but for example's sake. The next card that we have is the Devil card. The Devil card can be a card of overdoing things. So this can be cleaning up habits in general too. This can be greed, envy, materialism, obsession, addiction, those type of things. So again, overdoing it. I think we maybe are not using our time, our resources on the things that are most important right now. So let's make that shift. Let's think about what we want long term. And perhaps like right now, every night we just scroll TikTok and buy all the different things we see on TikTok. That's probably not the best way to be spending our money, right? Scorpio, so be thoughtful of that. But what habits can we shift that better align to our core? Let's give them the time and the resources. And these things that are not so good, let's start to shift away from. Let's take a look at our clarifiers here as well. So, taking a look at our first card, we have the Knight of Swords. If you take a look at the Knight of Swords, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly here. I'm getting the message that like January is going to be over in a blink. So just be aware of that. Really start to carve time out, or you're going to get to the end of the month and be like, oh, I didn't get to spend any time on this one thing I wanted to do. So again, things are happening fast. This is also a card of change, and what we talked about, we kind of need to shift to those things that are good for our heart, good for our core, and get away from those things that are with the Devil card that are not so great. The next card we have is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of going from good to better. If you look at the Eight of Cups stacked on this card, they're nice, but the person in the background is moving on to something better. So it's like the grass is greener on the other side. There's something more. We're withdrawing, we're moving on, we're advancing. So we need to make some changes to our habits to position ourselves better. Again, going from good to better. At the bottom we have the Temperance card too. I can't think of a better topper or clarifier for the Devil card, because again, the Devil card is a card of overdoing, where the Temperance card is a card of balance, harmony, and moderation. So kind of counteracting. So I like the shift. I like the change. Make time for those things that feel good for you, Scorpio. Let's take a look at our next column now, which is anything related to money. Quick money message for you. Time is the most important currency. Where you spend your time can determine your flow of money. That kind of goes really nicely with what we were just talking about, eh? Let's see what messages we have here. In this column, we're going to talk about anything related to money, job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money here, Scorpio. First up, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups has a ton of different meanings. This is a very nostalgic card. This can be a card of reflections. This can be a card of gifts. This can be a card of reunions. I do see you on the receiving end of things, which is good. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but we do have 2 receiving cards down here, so that's great. Perhaps you're receiving a bonus this year, a new job, something of that sort. Again, I feel like we're on the receiving end of career and money news, which is good, a good place to be. The next card we have is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card. This can be like stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. So we do need to be aware of that and careful of this. We talked about how fast I feel like January is going to go for you. That seems to be no exception in terms of work or career or finance type stuff. So just be aware of things moving quickly and make sure we're acting accordingly. Make sure we're not overcommitting to things too, because I just feel like there will be more to do than we realized. At the bottom, we have the Six of Pentacles. This is a very generous card, and again, this is giving or receiving, but we're definitely on the receiving end this month, so I'm looking forward to hearing about what exactly that is that you receive there, Scorpio. Let's take a look at our clarifiers. First up, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is typically a love card. This is very romantic, very proposal-like, knight in shining armor. So all in all, typically a love card. However, with the Knight of Cups, this is also about the opportunity, about the proposal. So I just feel like there's a really nice opportunity coming for you. Again, I feel like for some of you, you're receiving a job, or receiving a bonus, but there's more to it. It's the opportunity, it's the proposal behind that. So this is great to see. The next card we have is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is solid, practical, wise. This is also very much so an investment card, so potentially some new investment opportunities. If that's the case, be careful not to do too many investments, just because remember that Ten of Wands, it's being spread too thin, it's having too many things going on. But I do feel like there could be some nice new investments. Perhaps you get a lump sum of money and then invest it. At the bottom, we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a card of freedom. You see this horse and rider here are raring to go, ready to jump into action. This is playing into the busyness. Remember, we have a lot to do. We have a lot of things going on. But I also, again, like this opportunity we receive is going to give us this really grand place to be. Or, again, this little, like this... that lump sum of money we could be getting, or that bonus check we could be getting, it gives us the opportunity to go and make an investment. So just a lot of opportunity, whether this is career advancement or investment or money. Okay, let's take a look at our next column now, which is anything related to love. So a quick love message here for you. It says, give thanks for the blessing of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So in this column, we're going to talk about anything related to love, family, friends, relationship, children, marriage, whatever we associate with love. So the feelings are looking a little low going into January here, Scorpio. So first up, we have the Three of Swords. This can be heartbreak, divorce, separation. There's some grieving happening here, some hurt that's happening here. When we see the Three of Swords, this is about pulling the sword from our own heart, doing some healing. So definitely some healing and some low feelings that we need to work through here. The next card that we have is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card of grieving. It could be a card of feeling unloved, very similar in the sense of the Three of Swords. You see this person's dressed in all black, they're facing away from us, their head's hanging low. So it's like some grieving, some processing of those low feelings. At the bottom we have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is very much so the doer card, and in this case I feel like we need to grieve, we need to heal, we need to process through some of these things. Let's take a look at our clarifiers. First up we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is a card, this could be like discontentment, lack of fulfillment, apathy. Again, there's just some feelings that are not good, some heavy feelings, whether it's like past relationship feelings or truly as grieving the loss of somebody, but there's just feelings we have to work through here. The next card that we have is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups has a lot of different meanings. This is typically wishes coming true, and I think this is an important reminder, like especially for those of you that are maybe going through a breakup here, Scorpio. This isn't the end. We can still get to the love that we wanted to have, or the relationships we want to have, or the family we want to have, whatever it may be. So there's definitely still hope. I know it's hard to feel in this moment, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel and a ton of potential here, Scorpio. Also, this could be like a card of good health, which I like to see because, again, our feelings are kind of low and our feelings play an impact on our health as well. So I feel like as we work through some of this healing, as we work through some of this grieving, that's going to help us get to a feeling better, of course, as well, physically and mentally. At the bottom, we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is another card of like grieving. This could be like nightmares, anxiety, worry, depression. Again, those feelings that we need to take action on and start to process through. Let's take a look at our fourth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide, Scorpio. This is like almost like advice going into the month of January. So we have our summary affirmation card of reaction. I'm not super surprised to see this just following the spread of cards that we just talked about here. There's definitely some healing, some processing, some reaction that has to happen. But let's take a look and see what messages I can give you here. First up, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles has kind of that, again, that unloved feeling, that worry, that stress, that exhaustion. It could be isolation, again, if we've lost somebody, some of that kind of loneliness feeling coming in. So definitely, no doubt, we have these feelings that need to be worked through here, Scorpio. The next card we have is the Hermit. The Hermit is a card of going within for clarity. This is like finding the light, finding where we go from here. This is also not like surface level. We can't just be like, okay, yep, everything is good. It's like we have to go within, make sure we're feeling right, that we've processed, that we've understood, that we've fully reacted to everything that's happened. And at the bottom here, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is strategic. It's intentional. I wouldn't say that like this grieving or this process of feelings will hold you back, but it's almost like we don't want to move forward until we do this. So again, I wouldn't say it would hold you back, but this should be a priority. In order to move forward, we have to have these reactions. We have to process these feelings. The King of Swords can also be like professional help too. So if there's somebody you need to talk to, or perhaps you're like an executor on estate now or something of that sort, Scorpio, leveraging those professional channels that are available to us. Looking at our clarifiers, first up we have the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is a necessary transition. Of course it's necessary that we process through these feelings, that we have these reactions, that we go through this grief in order for us to move forward. The next card we have is the Chariot. Again, this is action, it's change, it's about being on a journey. I feel like we can't like move forward until we get this. Again, I wouldn't call it a blocker, but it's like we need to do it now so we can continue on our path, we can continue on our journey. And at the bottom we have the Star card. I'm glad to see this. This is kind of like renewal. This is hope. This is inner clarity. This is coming to peace with whatever this may have been. And it is really truly going through those feelings, processing, having that reaction, and then being able to kind of renew our energy from there. All right, Scorpio, at this time I'm going to give the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video here and think of them. Question number 1, we have the 7 of Hearts, the number 21 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2, we have the 6 of Spades, number 29 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3, we have the 3 of Clubs, number 5 card. That's going to be a yes. So yes, no, yes there for you, Scorpio. We're also going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal they keep with us through the month of January. You have Ruby, which is good for joy of living. It's very lusty, spontaneous, momentum, passion. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. We can all use more healing. The practice of forgiveness is the most important factor in healing ourselves. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you again, Scorpio. I hope your holidays were fabulous, and welcome to 2024.